didn't.
You were raising your hand?
No, I wasn't.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Yeah, I just want to make a note that on the exposure at the water treatment plant, currently I've been working at the Alcoa facility smelter in Messina, and I spent a lot of years in the pot rooms there. They use fluoride in their process, and it comes in gas form and it comes in powder form, which is light, so light that with the heat it actually rises and floats. And in my situation, I have a condition that began with like an asthmatic condition and turned into a permanent lung condition where it's extremely bad, where I have to use medicines that are very expensive.
Can I ask you, can you lift your arms above your, how far can you, you can? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
And do you have any exotosis, bone spurs, bone growth?
I have a lot of aches.
None?
A lot of aching, a lot of pains, odd pains, weird things.
I remember going to a clinic to visit a friend of ours in Canton, and the fellow in the clinic had these bone spurs in his legs. And I said, "Did you work at Alcoa?" And he said, "Yes."
But they didn't develop until he stopped working there. Remember that?
Yeah,
So,
I had indications that I had a problem, but I wasn't informed enough, and it went to the point where I got a bigger exposure than previously, and that exposure triggered a reaction that now I'm basically, anything I breathe or I'm around, I fill up with phlegm, and it's hard to breathe, wheezing, coughing. It's a constant problem.
I think what you would enjoy is only half an hour. Is I had an interview on the videos. If you go to our web, go to Fan TV and look up Bryson, Christopher Bryson. He wrote a book called The Fluoride Deception.
I've read the whole book.
Okay.
I've been following your site for a long time.
Okay.
And because of your website,
Yeah.
I began to get enough information that I could fight this in workman's comp court, and I won all my cases all the way. They fought me really hard, and I was informed enough to be able to get through that entire process and win it.
Wow. But if anybody else, watch that. It's 30 minutes long. This is an interview with Chris Bryson. He goes through the book of the collusion. Listen to the collusion between the U.S. Public Health Service, protecting us, right, and the Fluorine Lawyers Association, protecting industry from lawsuits, from, you know. So they were working together. He's got the documentation.
Yes, there was a study in that was particularly interesting to me, where they used beagles, and
Yes.
the study was done. It was the most expensive study. All three of the big three companies were in on it. They funded it, and it came out, and it showed that it caused damage, significant damage to these animals.
Yeah.
They buried the study for years, like 20 years, before they found it in a basement.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to suffer an exposure like that, but honestly, there's just a lot of reasons for everyone to really give serious thought about discontinuing this practice.
Rose has a question.
Well, I was just curious, asking Ron and Steve, is there currently fluoride in the village water because that machine is broken? So is the water not fluoridated now?
Let's hope it's fine.
It's working fine, so the water is currently fluoridated. And how long, do you know when they started fluoridating the water in Potsdam? Do you have any idea? Just curious.
At least
Well over 30 years.
Well, with it.
Well,
When are they going to make a decision to do it or not to do it?
Who did? Us?
This is one of our trustees. He gave us a little lowdown on that at the beginning.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
But if you want to just recap that very quickly to remind us.
We're waiting on an engineering study that should be done by hopefully our next meeting, which is the third Monday in August. And we will be in constant contact with our friends here in Walden who've gone through the process. We brought this up 2 meetings ago. We've had ample opportunity to make up our minds individually. Now it's time to make up our minds collectively, and I anticipate it will be done. My own view is I'm going to push to have it done, if not for the August meeting, by September. It'll be decided one way or the other because I can't read any more information.
It's all that fluoride.
It must be.
Any other questions?
I have a comment. This may seem sort of random, but about maybe 8 years ago, we had some people come from the Department of Public Works to check our water pressure in our house in the village. And it came up in conversation that, my goodness, none of them would drink this water. So, yeah.
Did they say why?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because of all the stuff that they put in it.
Yeah, I understand chlorine. I don't like chlorine, but I understand it. You know, it's a public health issue that truly is. I've had friends that did not have good hand washing habits at a farm, and all of a sudden, everybody was using the restroom quite a bit. You know, it's like, chlorine has a purpose, but there's no reason for the rest of it.
These other chemicals are to treat the water. This is the only chemical that we're using the water as a vehicle
To treat
of
us,
distribution. And what a lousy vehicle it is when you can't control the dose.
Alrighty, well, thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank
and
you
please
very
fill
much.
out an email form